I can't even watch the commentary anymore on the cable news networks, and even you read some of the op-eds, editorial board pieces in both. Doesn't make any difference. Left of center publication, New York Times, Washington Post, Chicago Trib, Wall Street Journal. No matter what side, they basically, like I've said before, saying the same thing again and again and again, talking about the need for the United States to step up and send billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, more dollars, increased aid to Ukraine. The Art of War. The Art of War. Again, recommend it if you haven't read it. Ancient Chinese wisdom, let's be honest, when it comes to war. Also utilize the same tactics. Sun Tzu is very, very useful in many ways when it comes to tactics in business, useful in tactics when it comes to coaching an athletic team. The things that you can learn from Sun Tzu. So right now we're told that Mike Johnson is preparing to unleash what they're saying is a mystery. They don't know what it's going to be. They know it's coming. A mystery Ukraine aid package. And when I saw that, I instantly thought about the manager's special. When I go to rent a car from, like I use in Hertz, then I pick up a car at an airport. It'll be like on their little app, manager's special. You don't know what you're going to get, meaning it's probably going to be some EV that you don't want. But anyway, neither here nor there. I guess Mike Johnson's preparing his Speaker of the House special when it comes to Ukraine. Again, billions and billions of dollars more. And again, the lot floating out there to what it's going to be. One of the biggest, most ridiculous things that I've seen is they're floating the idea. Well, it's not going to be it's not going to be a grant. It's going to be it's going to be a loan now. Right. Like that'll ever get paid back. I mean, and they actually say these things with a straight face. Say these things with a straight face. At least Lindsey Graham, which I don't like, at least he admits saying, hey, listen, yeah, it can be a loan, but, interest can be forgiven. And if we decide to get rid of it, we will. At least he's being honest there about exactly what's going to happen. I've yet to see a single bit of information. Let me know if you happen to find it, and whether or not there's going to be any cuts to our national budget to fund this Ukrainian aid package, or again, are you're going to do like the usual, we're going to put it on the credit card. Any conversation at all in how this aid package is going to be financed, other than putting it on our credit card? Our national credit. It's not even ours. It's our kids. It's our grandkids' credit card. Now, at least I'd be more apt to listen to what people have to say about the need for aid if they actually discuss things in an intelligent manner where these things would actually be paid for, not by borrowing more money, by making difficult choices, by having to make cutbacks elsewhere. Oh, you know what? We're going to take that money away from the IRS funding. We're going to take all of this money. We're going to take away all of this pork barrel spending. This is what, if it's that important, again, if it is that important, number one of your priorities, I hate the word priorities, but it's one of your top things on your list. Well, which is more important? Funding that study there where, I don't know, you're giving, cocaine to goats or something like that. I don't know, whatever nonsense that they're pushing. Or if this is more important, well, then guess what? You're going to have to make a choice. They don't like making these choices. So we don't elect adults. Adults have to make difficult choices and decisions in life. And life comes down to the decisions you make and the repercussions of your decisions. They choose to do neither. They just continue to spend. There's no choice made. We'll just borrow it more. We'll borrow more money. It's unlimited to them, which is sad in of itself. And again, it's pulling up an editorial board piece, Mike Johnson's Ukraine moment and what he's doing and how important this is. And again, this is going to be a deal you got to cut with Democrats. It's a deal you're going to have to cut with the Democrats, and because you got a lot of Republicans that are not interested in doing this. Now, again, I talk about Sun Tzu. I mentioned I would be more apt, but not definitely sending money to Ukraine based upon whether or not it was paid for. How about some sort of strategy here? Because again, what we've been told all along, that we've been lied to again. I mean, these same people told us that sanctions on Russia was going to do damage to the Russian economy. Didn't. We knew that. But again, most of the country decides to listen to these, again, perpetual liars in politics that tell you things which just make no sense whatsoever. So you're saying, China's like, and the Indians like, so you're saying I can buy Russian oil below market prices? Okay. And that's, they were able to sell their oil. They're able to get their everything out there onto the market. American companies, foreign companies pulled out. Russia just took over those companies here. Okay, whatever. Not too smart in my book, but it was done and over with at this point in time. But what is the strategy here? What is the strategy? You want to send let's say 60 billion, 70 billion more. Then what? What will that 60, 70 billion dollars do exactly? You're talking about just extending this? Okay. Then what? Well, what happens when that 60, 70 billion dollars up? Because if you come out and you present to us some sort of plan at how 60 to 70 billion dollars is going to end this conflict, and Ukraine prevails. How? I know. Oh yeah, they got more. What was it? The fighter jets coming over there. We already talked about this here. How they fast tracked pilot training. How's that going to work out? Well, the tanks sent those over. They've been wrecked already for the most part. At least the European ones are. The American tanks really can't use them much because they're not really designed for the type of battle that they're fighting right now, and that they are need a lot of fuel. There's a myriad of different reasons. Okay, going to send them more shells. So we are going to we're going to continue with this trench warfare. Okay, so again, it's like I said, it's how much time is this going to buy, and what's going to happen over that period of time. Because you did have a top-level Biden administration official, Deputy Secretary of State Kirk Campbell. He just spoke at an event at a hawkish, the American Center for New American Security, where he said that Russia's military has almost fully reconstituted its military losses in Ukraine. Okay. So what you're saying is, Ukrainians haven't made a dent yet. And again, if you read Sun Tzu and the Art of War, you can kind of predict all of these things that were going to happen. And the other interesting thing is that the Biden administration is basically telling the Ukrainians that what they can shoot at and what they cannot shoot at. Since January, Ukraine has struck at least 15 of Russia's 30 major refineries. And again, we're telling them not to do that. Now, again, read Sun Tzu, The Art of War, and how you go about winning battles and doing various different things, especially against an opponent that is stronger than you are, more well equipped than you are. Again, this is just going to extend the carnage. It's just going to extend the carnage. I don't see how this is going to do anything but get that many more people killed on both sides. And then what? What is the end game here at this point in time? Because let me tell you something, just so you know, because they're all lying to you. $60 billion is not the end game. And again, it's the overall utter. I don't understand it. You know, the American people. We're told the same thing again and again and again, whether it be what happened in Vietnam, until eventually the public just, that's it, no more. Tens of thousands of people killed and maimed. The amount of money spent, right? War on terror, which technically is still going on based upon the use of forces agreement that was struck back in 2001. Afghanistan, Iraq, what was achieved there? Spend and spend and spend. So $60 billion, that's what will it accomplish? It's all I want. Question that needs to be asked. What will it accomplish? What is the end game? What is the goal? Defeating Vladimir Putin right now in trench warfare. Anyway, if you think it's going to work, I mean, have at it. You know, all these people out there, they yell and scream. And if you have anything to say that's against what's going on and a push to try to end this war with some sort of negotiated settlement, you're ridiculed. You're pro Putin. You're pro. No. I'm actually pro life and peace. And I'm sorry. I think that's that needs to be the goal at this point in time. Because again, trench warfare, we learn, are we that dumb as human beings, how well this works out and what takes place? WatchDog on WallStreet.com.